Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. It feels really good out here. It's just really peaceful. I just hear the birds. I just have like this calming sense coming over me. And it's crazy. As I'm saying that, I paused when I got out the car. I was playing Snow Allegra, Peace, right? And it's paused on 222. Oh, wait. You guys can't see it. 222. You guys, maybe not. You guys, I'm good. How are you? Yeah, maybe you guys can see it, but maybe not. But yeah, it feels really peaceful. It feels really good out here. And today I actually do want to talk about some of the things that allows me to be a photographer, right? Because yes, there's a lot of work ethic and discipline and stuff like that that goes into this. But just like any other art form, there's a level of, spiritual alignment, emotional clarity, and wisdom that comes with the path, right? So I actually have a couple things in my notes that I want to touch on. I actually got to find them real quick. Would have been smart to have these things already pulled up, but one of the first things I actually want to touch on is patience while building your portfolio, while building your art form, your collaborations, and everything else like that, right? Life unfolds by itself. As you get deeper into your craft, at least for me, the more I take pictures, the more I just indulge in building my brand, building my business. The growth comes from places that you don't necessarily know, you can't necessarily predict. Now, you can influence things, right? Of course, you can try planting seeds in different places to see trajectory in a certain area, but inevitably, life is out of our control, right? We're just creating freely, and we're hoping the things that we're doing creates, back end income or opportunities, light, love, whatever you're searching for, right? All of those things are possible, but you have to, acknowledge the level of uncertainty. So when it comes to building your portfolio, just acknowledging that, life is uncertain. You can't predict everything. Not everything's going to go in your favor. Not everything's going to go your way. Um, but certain things are going to happen better for you. Certain things might not go your way, but it actually plays out better than you could have imagined. It plays out in a trajectory or direction that was actually meant for you. Don't unaligne yourself because you want to rush your process, or you want to hurry up and get this album done. You want to hurry up and get these photo shoots. You want to hurry up, reach your income amount, whatever the case may be, right? Once you start rushing yourself, you're inevitably going to mess up. So just being patient with the process and being patient with building your portfolio, building my portfolio, and just grace, in other words, has allowed me to have at least a consistent, path forward. Now, second thing that I want to touch on. Ooh, this is actually a good one. Trusting your first eye. Now, as a photographer, we get in this headspace where we think we need to take a picture a million different times in order to get the right shot. What I've noticed, at least with me, the first shot is typically the best shot. Now, I think that this was a skill that I developed while I was doing street photography. When I was first getting into photography, I was just running around the streets of Los Angeles, walking miles, just taking pictures, just training my muscle memory, right? So now when I'm in instances where it's now or never, right? You're at a concert, you're at a big event, you're having an important moment, you're shooting something that's like, if I don't get the shot now, I may not walk out with this shot. Having that muscle memory just to be able to pick your camera up and just go to like you don't need to go through all the testing, go through all little test shoots. You just be like, no, this is the shot, I'm taking it. Boom. All of my best pictures were on the first shot. Majority of times when I get into editing, I'm just wasting a whole bunch of pictures in dead space because I'm usually only using the first one. Just the way that the first picture was composed, the way that it is framed, just everything about it is usually perfect because it was in the moment. When you first saw it, that's what initially caught your emotion. That's what initially caught your attention. You didn't need to readjust yourself in real life in order to feel what you were seeing. You just simply turned your head, you saw what you saw, and you got it, right? I view it the same way with my photography. And that also ties into something else that I wanted to talk about, is being present in the process. You can't be a photographer, you can't be an artist, you can't be any of that if you aren't present in your craft. You know how many moments I would have missed if I would have been in my head, if I would have been overthinking, if I would have been worried about something else. I wouldn't have been able to see something, to feel the emotion. Photographers, once you've been to enough events or into enough spaces where there's a lot of different energies, You can feel when something's about to happen. Your spirit will tell you, like, people are moving different. People's attention is shifting. The conversations are dialing down. Something's about to erupt, and you need to be where that's going to happen at. If you're not present, yo, bro, you're gonna miss so many things that's happening around you because you're just not in tune. A part of being a good photographer is being in tune to your environment, being able to shush your emotions, somewhat meditate in a way, and feel out where your camera needs to be. Feel out what actually needs to be in the picture, you know? It comes with practice, and like I said before, street photography and things like that is a very good way to train this eye, because when you're walking around the street and you're just randomly taking pictures and stuff like that, a lot of the times you don't have the option to say, hey, can you come back and redo this? Or hey, can you compose right here? It's a random stranger. They're going about their life, right? So you have to train your eye to capture it when you first see it. That is a skill set. Being able to capture a moment when you first see it, that's a blessing. What else? Oh, you guys also have to take the pressure off creating really good art, taking really good pictures and all this other type of stuff, right? Because as an artist, you are bound to make a lot of bad things. You are bound to take a lot of bad pictures, a lot of bad lyrics, a lot of bad songs, whatever art form you're partaking in, right? That is the process of creation. While you're making the bad art, you're learning, oh dang, this shot would have been really good if I just went down a little bit. Or, oh, this song would have been super fire if I just mixed it and I just changed this sound a little bit, right? The process of creating bad art is what allows room for the great art to be captured. And then once you guys have the muscle memories established to where you don't necessarily have to think while you're creating, you're just in the process, you're just in a flow state of creating, that's usually when great art happens. Great art usually isn't planned, especially in my field, because I do a lot of documentary style, photojournalism, editorials type pictures. Those pictures happen in a spur of a moment, and it's whether or not you have the eye, the courage, and you're present enough to pull that camera up and capture it the first time you saw it. You don't have a lot of redos in photography. Life keeps going. Life doesn't stop for anybody or anything. So when you see it, when you have the creativity, when you have the idea, execute on it right then and there. Get it. And it will probably be the best things you ever do. Loving yourself and raising the frequency. I was reading, oh my God, reading. I was reading this book in the car, Think and Grow Rich, right? And it actually kind of surprised me because a lot of things that they were saying in the book were things that my grandfather, was telling me a lot recently, right? I noticed that the way that the book was articulating things was just a little bit more drawn out and a little bit more in depth and in detail versions of things that my family was telling me from the beginning, right? And that brings me to a point of just realizing we have what we need, raising the frequency, having a level of self-confidence. Did the sun go away? The sun is going away. But since the sun is going away, what are we gonna do? That right there, right? You know what? I'll keep the glasses on so I can see how light and bright and stuff this is. But yeah, I'm probably gonna cut that out too. It's fine. I've been learning to love myself. Loving myself has freed myself in a way, because the more I love myself, the more I'm able to do the things that suited me, right? I'm more confident, I'm more articulate. I just, the way that I operate life changes the moment I dedicate time to me. And like I was saying in some of my other videos too, a lot of people focus on self-care. Now, self-care is so important, right? Please don't sleep on self-care, but please implement self-improvement. Self-improvement also changed the game for me, being working out, meditating, reading books, just making sure I'm dedicating time to be a better version of myself. When it's time for me to implement that self-care, when it's time for me to implement, the nurturing, loving energy towards myself, I love myself even more. The way that I self-care changes. Now my self-care is in my craft, is in my passions, is in the things that I love, right? Because I implemented self-care. Self-care, don't sleep on it. Self-improvement, don't sleep on it. Don't sleep on the power of loving yourself. Just changing your perspective of how you view yourself and changing how you feel about yourself is enough to really propel you somewhere else. The moment you change how you feel about yourself and how you perceive yourself, but not in this egotistical way where you're comparing yourself to somebody else so you think you're better than somebody else. I mean, actually looking at the God in you, actually being like, hey, I'm like really dope. I'm him, I'm her, and actually looking at the beautiful sides of you and just living through it. You'll find so much peace and so much more happiness in your day-to-day life. Just coming into a sense of self, being true to yourself, loving yourself, implementing things that truly represent you. If you're into music, because I know a lot of people out there, music is their outlet, music is their form of expression. You making that music is you loving yourself. You putting out that content and you promoting yourself is you loving yourself. And I know it may feel difficult. I know it may feel like nobody's watching. But I promise you, somebody's watching. And the people who are watching are taking note. You never know what blessings, you never know what opportunities, you never know what love may come from you simply being authentic. So all of my artists out there who don't feel seen or don't feel as if they have the platforms or whatever you guys are dealing with, keep being you. And I promise you guys will connect with the people that you're meant to. I promise. You never know who's watching you. Yeah, life is pretty cool. I'm chilling, you know. I'm very secluded. I don't talk to a lot of people. And, it's different when I'm in like a networking event or something like that. But in true, day-to-day life, I'm very secluded. I don't speak up a lot. I'm very observant. And that's allowed me to think. Being able to separate myself from crowds and being able to think for myself has allowed me to make decisions for myself, has allowed me to gain my own sense of self-worth and my own sense of self-being. Always putting myself in people's faces and in the crowd and everything, I was losing myself. And I wasn't truly seeing me for who I truly was. It took me truly stepping back. That saying you have to take 2 steps back to take 10 forward. That's essentially what I had to do. And really look at myself and look at what I was good at. What did I love? Who am I? How do I articulate? What do I truly care about? What are the things that are important? And focus my energy there. And the moment I started focusing my energy there, it just felt like weight got lifted off of my shoulders. It just felt like my spirit came back, my love came back, my clarity came back. I'm not saying everything's perfect, because life is this ever never ending, turbulent loop of emotions. But I can say my clarity and my emotional sense of being has stabilized since I focused my attention inward and not outward. And hey, on this journey, that's something that I've kind of been learning too. The more I focus my attention inward, the more things happen outward. It's all correlated. The more I take care of myself, the more I do things that's true to me, the more I love myself and implement self-care, self-improvement. The way that the outside world reacts to me also changes. I get different reactions. I get different conversations. I get different opportunities. I get different type of love. I get different type of people solely based upon the energy I'm putting out there, right? And it's very easy for us to look at other people and question why these, things are happening to us or why we're even interacting or facing these type of circumstances. But a lot of people are simply mirrors, right? Whatever you're attracting and whatever you're seeing outside of you, there's something within you that wanted that. Because if you didn't want it, it wouldn't be there, right? So addressing ourselves, taking a sense of accountability, like, hey, this is something I can work on. And even though it may be something small, you don't have to go head first into no grind and just full dedicate. Start with the small things. I want better, mental health. Let me, start journaling every day. I want to feel better. I want a little bit more energy. Let me start drinking more water. Let me start eating more fruit. Let me start going on walks. Let me go on like a 5-minute walk every morning. It's the small things that you implement into your life that will cause the biggest trajectory, because those small things create a sense of discipline. Now, discipline is an energy that grows inevitably the more you pour into the small activities, right? A lot of people associate discipline to something that's this hard, super strict, no cuts. No, it's usually not that. Discipline is doing one thing every day, right? And it doesn't have to be this super duper big thing where you ran 3 miles. Hello. Where like you ran 3 miles and you did all of that. It can be something very simple, like a walk, or you just simply changing your diet, changing, the way that you wake up in the morning. Instead of hopping straight on your phone, you stretch, or it's just really the small things that you do in your day-to-day life that will cause the most change and most trajectory. So I just say that to be patient with yourself, give yourself grace. Don't rush your process. Don't allow people to speed up your process. And just take things day by day. You don't have to run the whole mile today. You can do 5 steps today, then hopefully tomorrow you do 10. There we go. You guys, I also want to tell you guys, my production studio, my creative studio, we're now accepting clients, and we're now accepting people who need video editing done, right? There's a lot of business owners, there's a lot of creatives, there's a lot of people out here who need their stuff edited very simply, right? But a lot of the times we run into editors who either A, don't know how to do what you're doing, or B, their efficiency levels isn't where it needs to be at. You guys need quick turnaround times. You guys need things done at a certain time so you guys can stay on schedule, especially with this fast-paced, social media world. You guys need content creators and editing teams and, real agencies and teams behind you who can assist you guys in making sure that you guys are staying on track. So my creative studio, Siblings VFX, of course, we also help you guys shoot the actual content with the photography, film, and also the type of stuff. But we also do the back end editing. If you guys just already have footage that you guys have, you just need edited, send it our way and our team will knock that out super duper easily for y'all, get that back to y'all. And we also help you guys with the scheduling too. A lot of the content that you guys see posted on my page, none of that's actually being done. I have time in my day-to-day life to actually go do the things that I want to do and love to do, because all of my content is automated. I don't actually sit here and make content all day and post in here and post all day. I do it when I can and when I have the free time to, and then everything else is automated. That is very powerful. A lot of business owners and a lot of creatives, you guys need teams and automations behind you to just make this process seamless. Don't make this internet thing harder than it needs to be. Make it as seamless as you can. And that's what we're here for. So if you guys need any of that, you guys know who to hit up. My Instagram is Siblings VFX. You guys know how to get to all of that, y'all. I don't really got to sell y'all and all that, but just want to put that out there. But other than that, I love y'all. I love y'all. I love y'all. Be safe. Love yourself. And try something new. Step out your comfort zone. Implement self-improvement. Oh my God, it has been a life changer.